Well, boys, winter is coming. By the time we get back from Gatlinburg, I'm sure it's gonna be not much more time. That means a whole lot of rear-wheel drive car driving for now, and a whole lot of all-wheel drives in the snow. I do also need to drive the Supra, or want to drive the Supra a lot more. If I'm being honest, the Supra as it sits right now is one of my least favorite cars to drive. It's not comfortable to drive. It's not fast. It doesn't make any cool noises. It looks cool. That's about it. The M is a whole lot more fun to drive. That's why I do drive that car a lot. And I'm not saying that because I hate the Supra. I love the Supra. Of course, I didn't buy the Supra as a content car. I bought it because it's a dream car of mine, and I've worked really, really hard to achieve a car like this. But one day this thing will get built. Like I said, I did not buy this intending for it to be like a crazy content car, business car. I bought this for just something to look at. I'm sure that's going to clear up a lot of your guys' questions as to why I never drive the car, or I have yet to mod it. When I do mod this thing, it's going to be a whole build series at once, and I don't know when that's going to happen. I was trying to get it done this year, but with everything else going on, business-wise, Boston-wise, with all the other stuff that we have going on, it's been hard to like step away from the content cars and work on personal cars. And it would be sick to get a few more rides out of the bike as well before the snow flies. I think I'm gonna get a new bike for next year though. I really like the new R6s. They look beautiful. This thing right here is usually the only vehicle that gets driven in the winter. I usually don't drive any of the other cars. Sometimes I do. I tell myself I'm not gonna because I don't want to beat them up. That thing's the ultimate winter rig. While we're on the topic of how great this BMW is, while it does have its issues, it looks like a Christmas tree right now with 4 lights on the dash. The car is great. I do want to make it a little bit faster though. It's got a VF650 kit on it, so if anyone knows of a good tuner that can tune this thing, I really want to do a Pulley and E85. So if you know of a tuner, or if you're a tuner and you're watching this and you know what you're doing with these S65s, I would love to get a tune on this thing with some E. It'd be a ripper. Today we are getting this thing done. It's almost done body wise, and then we have all of these parts over here. If you haven't been following along, this is Bobby's Evo 10. It's getting a full respray and it's gonna look mint all finished up. So let's get it finished up and get it ready to spray out. The reason it needs to be done today is because Bobby and I leave for Gatlinburg tomorrow, so it has to be done today. Because there was so much solvent pop in this hood, it took like 3 hours longer than any other panel on the car. It's done, so I'm excited for that. Now I'm gonna move on to the entire passenger side. This should be a quick and easy job. It's pretty much done like you guys saw last night, but it just needs some touch-ups, and then we can finally go ahead and knock out all these painted parts in here. This is gonna take a bit of work. I might just do a 320 and then 600 like I did on the hood. It's because we gotta knock a lot of this clear off in order to get them nice and flat, smooth, and ready for paint. So it is an absolute disaster, but the body of the car is all finished up 99%. The only thing we have to do is around the seals. So I'll pull the windows out and do that later on. This car probably won't be painted for, I would say, about 2 weeks, just because we have so much other stuff going on and painting is a massive project. So we have to prep around the seals. We have to prep down in by the windows and all of the jams. I'm not sure how far into the jams we have to go because we're not taking this car apart when we spray it. We're gonna spray it complete with the doors on. So I'm not gonna deal with that until I know exactly what to do. I don't wanna do it wrong. What we have left is these little accessories here. Hood scoop, gas lid, mirror caps, door handles, and everything over here. Both front and rear bumper skirts, wing, rear bumper spats. So Bobby's on her way right now. She's gonna tackle all the small stuff and I'm gonna handle the big stuff that we just sprayed. And like I said, because we have to take so much clear off of these parts that I painted, just because of like dirt and solvent pop issues, I'm hitting everything with 320 and then 600, so we don't use like 1,000 different 600 grit pieces of sandpaper. Next part to tackle is the front bumper. Now this one's a little bit tricky because of course we have the two-tone. So the whole outside is gonna be scuffed and the grille section as well. But the grille section is very crucial that we do not burn through the clear all the way because I do not wanna recolor the grille. Are you having fun? Mm-hmm. Well boys, I woke up and it happened to be 4 a.m. so I'm headed to the shop. Definitely a blessing and a curse at the same time. I love working, but sometimes it's so bad to where I can't even sleep at night. All right, so I met the goal of getting everything sanded down. Of course, we still have to go through and touch up like the edges and whatnot with Scotch-Brite. And we never got around to these little pieces over here, but being that this car is gonna be sprayed in a few weeks, probably 2 weeks or so, I'm just gonna set all this stuff off to the side for now. And we can deal with that when we get back from Gatlinburg. It's been a minute since we worked on Rodney here, and this car doesn't need much. Couple little things, and there's one mod. I'm just gonna go ahead and knock this out of the park right now. Every car these days is pretty much getting a Apple CarPlay radio from iDoing, and you already know Rodney is gonna get one as well. The stock 19 Plus radio has CarPlay, like Bobby's car or the other black STI, but this thing does not, and CarPlay is definitely a game changer. Even the 19 Plus, it's nice to run the iDoing radio in it just because you don't have to use, I know it's minor details, but you don't have to use the USB cable for CarPlay. So this is the exact same one we just installed in Bobby's STI, and it's been pretty nice so far. I can dig it. We did get the backup camera working. I'm not sure if I showed you guys that. I just had it plugged in to the wrong location on the back. So the factory backup camera does work with these things. Here's everything that they include: 4G, some sort of internet. I don't use that. I don't use that. This is for GPS. I don't use that because we are just running it off CarPlay, which goes off just the Apple Maps. Literally all this stuff I don't ever install. I used to, but I don't anymore because I found myself never using any of it. Microphone is one of those things that sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. I really don't ever talk in cars, so I'm not going to install that either. I believe these two are the only harnesses that we actually need for the car. Let's pop out the factory head unit. There's a couple things we have to pull off there and swap onto the new head unit. These 5 pieces is what you need off of the factory unit: the 2 vents, each vac control, hazard switch, and this little button right here. Let's get all that installed on that radio, and we can go ahead and slap it in the car. Very nice and simple install. Just verified that the backup camera works, but it only works sometimes. Watch this. Wiggle the shifter and it'll turn off. So that's obviously not a radio problem. The only thing I use on these units, everything is nice, but the CarPlay option is definitely the best thing to have, and it connects immediately. How you get to CarPlay, you click that, CarLink 2.0, and you're done. This harness I showed you guys earlier, I actually didn't end up using. I don't think you need it. I am not sure what it's for, but yeah, we did not install it. All right, let's go ahead and fix that problem that I swear every STI that I've ever owned, 15 plus, has. This car has it. I'm not sure if the other black one does it, but I know Bobby's car does it as well. The intermittent reverse sensor issue. And I think I already know the problem. I did a touch of research online. There's a backup lamp switch assembly here that goes onto the trans. I'm pretty sure that thing becomes faulty after a couple 100 miles, it seems. And I hope it's not too difficult to replace. If I'm not mistaken, it's the sensor right here with the gray plug-in, and it looks like it's on top of the trans. I'm gonna try to just drop the trans down. Hopefully I can reach my hand up in there and loosen it up. So we got a bolt right there, 17 mil, a couple 14 mils, and that should hopefully give us enough clearance to just reach up in there and swap it out. They definitely do not make this fun. You see my wrench right now? That's on the reverse switch. I got it loose with a pry bar, prying up on the wrench. I'll show you guys here in a minute everything I had to remove to get to this damn thing. It's not fun. There's a write-up online that says it takes 6 hours. It's definitely not a 6-hour job. I would say 45 minutes if you got a lift, maybe an hour and a half if you don't, but yeah. All right, well, it looks fine. Hopefully that was the actual problem. Switch is only $30, so not a big deal. All right, let me show you guys everything I had to remove. Intercooler, loosen pitch stop up top, and then down below, the two 17 mils and the 4 14 mils for the cross member. I did pull off that guy there. That's two 12 mils. Loosen up the drive line, disconnect the downpipe, pull off this little heat shield, pull off that downpipe bolt, and I think that's about it. So it's not terrible. All right, we're done. Hopefully it was worth it. Let's see if it works. If it don't work, I don't know what the problem is. Wiggle it around. She ain't tripping out. It shows reverse on the dash. And also, if that reverse sensor's bad, your reverse lights won't come on. Damn, this thing's got some bright reverse lights in it. So the issue is fixed. $30 later, 45 minutes, an hour later, we're all good to go. All my STI boys out there, I'll go ahead and link that sensor down in the description box below, because I know a lot of Subarus have that problem. If you guys remember, I was gonna give these away, and then I got a bunch of DMs, or not a bunch, a handful of DMs saying, Devin, you're dumb. Put them on right and they'll look good. So before I put these on and then put the underboards underneath, how it actually goes is like this. Just gotta use your brains. There we go. That looks proper, that looks good. I'm gonna run them because they look sick if you actually just put them on right. Can you agree that they look sick? All right, car is all finished up. That's how she looks with the little front side skirt extensions. If you put them on right, they actually look right. Imagine that. Common sense ain't so common around this part of town. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Gonna wrap it up here. I will link the head unit that we just installed. Guys, I'm telling you, I have them in, I think 4 or 5 different cars right now, and I've never had one single issue with them. I've ran other brands of head units, and the iDoing head unit is definitely the fastest, most responsive, problem-free head unit. I'll also go ahead and link that reverse sensor down below as well. Pain in the ass to replace, but well worth it. So you can actually use your backup camera so your reverse lights work. And yeah, that's about it. Peace out, my good friends. I'll see y'alls in Gatlinburg. Remember, we're gonna have a Boston Apparel booth there Saturday and Sunday. We do have some event-only exclusive shirts and some other goodies at the booth. So come through and meet Bobby and I, and Jared, and Jamie. Goodbye.